classic situation where you don't know how to feel. So you go it alone, you turn off the phone when the struggle gets too real, yeah. Girl, you better listen. It's time to make a change. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody in? Yeah, let 'em in. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody in? Let 'em in. Had another rough conversation with the voices in your head. They said that love has shut the door on you, and you'd be better off instead. Girl, don't you listen? Your time is gonna come. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win, yeah. So when you gonna let somebody in? It's a classic situation where you don't know how to feel. So you go it alone, you turn off the phone when the struggle gets too real, yeah. Girl, you better listen. It's time to make a change. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody in? Yeah, let 'em in. You talk about lonely, you talk about scared. I think you're thinking that nobody cares. Well, you know it ain't over, but where to begin? You gotta play if you wanna win. So when you gonna let somebody
The UTV podcast presents the birthday celebration of Little Rock's own Brian B-Level Stewart, the podcaster that's sweeping the nation. We're calling this celebration Grown Coming. That's right, Grown Coming. If you want to party with grown people at a grown establishment with a grown vibe, this is the event for you. With celebrity DJ Dirty DJ Deja Blue providing the sounds. Must be 25 and up to attend. Dress code is simple. Must come fly. Sunday, February 16th at Gigi's Lounge, located at 1304 Main Street in downtown Little Rock. Doors open at 7 p.m. For table reservations and tickets, visit blr.eventbrite.com. That's www.blevellr.eventbrite.com. Or to purchase tickets through Cash App or to find out more information, call 501-650-9726. That's 501-650-9726. We'll see you at Gigi's Lounge on Sunday, February 16th for B-Level's birthday bash and Grown Coming. This is one event you don't want to miss. See you there.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the podcast, broadcasting live from the B-Level Entertainment Studio. Let's get our podcast on the road. I'm your host, B-Level.
And I'm Andrea.
And I'm Tristan Transformations.
And I'm Anthony P, the Peace Man. Hey, y'all, what's happening?
We got it right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you know, we had 2 days rehearsal.
Can't get right.
All right, P, you're not all the way in the thing. You can see up there. You got to either go left or go. You move that little thing just right here.
Right.
Okay, yeah, right here, so you can get in the camera. All right, listen. Welcome. We go by the name of the Unpacking the Baggage podcast. We're the best damn podcast in the world. We have changed our tagline from this side of Mississippi to the best in the damn world. I truly believe that. So welcome. We're gonna pay a couple of bills, and then I'm gonna pitch it over to Tristan. The first things first, we need sponsors. I know you guys heard that we had a 1 million views through the whole year of 2024. And we need sponsors to come and help us out with this podcast. So if you want to be a sponsor, it's very inexpensive to advertise on this podcast. A little bit of nothing, okay? All you have to do is inbox myself, inbox Andrea, inbox Tristan, inbox Anthony P on Facebook, or send an email to unpackingthebaggage.lr@gmail.com. Again, unpackingthebaggage.podcast lr@gmail.com. Now, Tristan, you got some people on here. Go ahead and shout them out and tell them what they want you to do.
Y'all can share this live broadcast and put shared in the comments, and I'm going to shout you out. We got a few people on here already. Let me see if I can see some names. Hey, it's live. Thank you for sharing. Let me see if there's some other people on here. Hey, Patricia, thank you for sharing. Patricia shared it in the comments. Patricia, she's on every Sunday. We appreciate that. Hey, Chandra Wilson. Hey, Shay. Hey, Keith. Carlene.
One time I got T Woods on here. I see him on there. Angela Hodge.
Hey, Miss Tina.
My uncle Dwayne Phillip. Jeremy
Thank y'all
Bland.
for sharing.
Rodney Winkler is on here. I said, what up, Wink? My cousin Shalonda. I see you on there. Shay Dobbins, Keith Haddons. Listen, if you guys are coming on, Tristan, tell them again what they need to do for you.
Yes, if you guys are just now coming in, please share this live broadcast and put shared in the comments so we can shout you out.
What up, my man Jerome on here? Tanita
Hey,
Bell is
Amanda.
on here. Amanda's on here. Share, Nungela, Nichols. Share, baby, share. I need you guys to share this live. We've got a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm calling this episode The Heart of a Woman episode, and B-Level got assaulted.
They said you was down there.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about it. I promise you, we are going to get about it. Webb is laughing already, but I promise you, we're going to get into the business. But we already had a dope episode planned. So let me bring our guests up front, and then let's get into the meat and potatoes of our guests. Let me go ahead and bring them all the way up front. Bring our featured guests up. They are all here. So big round of applause before I introduce them for our guests. Now we're calling this episode The Heart of a Woman, and we're going to have some conversation with all of these professional women, right? They're professional. They own businesses. They're parents. They are, all dating. We're going to talk about dating. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about mental health. And we just going to have some conversations. There aren't any wrong answers to our conversations, okay? So let me go ahead and just introduce who we have on the podcast. First, I know you guys all know all of our guests, but y'all know her. She has one of the biggest, the hugest restaurants in Central Arkansas. My girl, my friend, Miss CC McDowell.
What's up, B?
My girl right there.
What's up, B?
All right, we
What's
also
up?
got here the one of the world famous stylists, right? She's traveled all the world, running the Bonner Brothers hair show, and did all of these things. We're gonna get into a little bit more of what she got going on. A big round of applause to my girl, Miss Ricky Cole. And last but not least, a long-time friend of mine. I didn't even know how close I knew this woman till we got on the phone talking. She has attended some of my old Christmas party back in the day. She is been through a lot. She's owned businesses. She's in the hair industry as well. Big up for Miss Alicia Davis. Now, listen, I need you guys to start off. I know I just gave him a small snippet of what you guys do, but I may have missed some things. So I'm going to give y'all about 30 seconds to basically expound on anything that I may have left
Excuse
off.
me. I think I was on the flyer too. And I don't know where the hell my whatever it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give
My
it up for
little
Miss
introduction.
light skin.
I saw it. I saw it count for
Every week, y'all. You know, every week, I don't have to introduce you.
She'll part of the show again.
Oh, okay. All right.
No,
well, y'all,
it's okay.
No,
I'm
no,
just-
no. Y'all,
no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Let's
no,
just move
no,
forward.
No,
Let's
we
just
ain't
move
doing it. We're not
forward.
doing it.
I'm just
Listen,
playing.
you guys here on the podcast every Sunday evening. Our co-host and the first lady of the UTB podcast.
Second lady.
Give it up.
Second lady.
You say what?
Second lady.
Who the first lady?
Tristan and goddamn man.
The first lady of UTB podcast. Give it up for Miss Andrea Dree Hicks. Now, I told y'all it's going to be some bullshit going on. Ricky, did I tell y'all it's going to be some bullshit going on? Shots fired already. All right, so real quick, I want to start with Ricky first. Give me just 30 seconds of what maybe I left off, maybe some things you've got going on. I know you are part of this Bonner Brothers hair show. Before we get started, give a little bit about you and what you have going on.
Well, right now, hey everybody, but right now, I mean, like you said, the hair shows are coming up, classes coming up. I'm working with Tam McElroy. Y'all know Tam, she calls in, often. We have a class coming up with Tristan.
Yes.
On February 23rd, we doing, Back to the Future. We doing some natural styling, some updo styling, but we bringing a new spin and twist on it with these up-to-date, new looks. We bringing it back. So that's what I got going on. You really didn't miss too much, but I am a little bit more than just Bonner Brothers. I am a part of Hair Plus, Kirk Pro. It's so many other things that come with it. But and I'm also a new member at the Lux Salon Suites. Shout out to Alicia Johnson. Whoop whoop. That's my girl. Yeah. So that's all I got going on right now.
Okay, Miss Alicia Davis. Is it Alicia Davis or Alicia Johnson? What's happening with this?
No,
that's somebody else.
That's somebody else.
Okay. I thought, all right, so Alicia.
Don't confuse the people.
Yeah, I'm confused. Alicia, it's your turn. I know I may have missed some things about you and what you have going on. Give them 30 seconds of what Alicia Davis has going on.
What's up, everybody? My name's Alicia Davis, and I'm the owner of Real Natural Salon. I've been in the industry for 24 years, rocking this natural hair out, and I have my own product line, Real Natural Solutions, that I pretty much sell to my clients. And my goal is I'm getting them on the shelf pretty soon, so y'all are going to see those out there in your face. And I'm also at the Lux Salon too, in the suite in the back, suite number 8.
All right, last but not least, I know you guys, this woman has fed almost a whole Central Arkansas. So, see, I know I didn't tell them everything you got going on. So, see, 30 seconds of what CC McDowell and CC's Chicken and Waffles got going on.
CC's Chicken and Waffles is just opening back in the brick and mortar. We closed when COVID came. I had just got the food truck, jumped in the food truck, which was a good thing. Went around to different places that probably would have never had CC. So, you know what I'm saying? God is going to always do what he's going to do. But now we're reaching back into the community, which I've always tried to do, which is the first choice for me. And I got a thing that's called self-love. It's called CC Feeds the Soul. It's for girls 13 to 18. And I teach them about self-love and self-esteem. I always got a mental health therapist, and we in our 2nd year of that. And this year we get to host it at the restaurant, which is February the 8th. So before I get off here, I'm gonna make sure I put the information so we can make sure people get involved with their girls because they need us.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
All right, get one real quick. Give the address of the restaurant before we start. See.
The address is 3301 Fair Park. I'm right next to the old US Pizza, right there behind ULR on Fair Park over there on West Side, where I was born and raised. So, y'all stop by. We're open Tuesday through Sunday still, and if we open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day.
All right, cool. Okay, so the first question that I need to ask you, ladies.
Can we give we have some new people on here. Can we
Come
give
Go
Andrea
ahead.
30 seconds for the people who don't tune in every Sunday?
Come on.
I'm not Andrea.
Oh, give her what? Give her 30 seconds for what?
She's part of the panel too.
Andrea, tell us about yourself. 30
Oh,
seconds,
you know,
goddamn
B-Level
it.
just
Let
keeps
us know who the fuck you is.
No, it's okay. Let's just keep it moving. But we do have some new people on here. I did see Miss
Yes,
Rusty
we have-
on here.
What is
That's
it?
my girl, Rusty Shanita.
Yeah, she
Okay.
said she's
Hey,
been knowing you since
girl.
7th grade.
She has. And actually, I've been knowing Alicia Davis for a very long time. I think she didn't tell them, like, y'all, when it comes to this color, and like she said, she been doing natural hair. She was doing natural when nobody was even thinking natural was cool. So
All right, cool. Moving on right along. What you got, B-Level? We heard enough about you and whoever else you
Yeah, I'm
talking about.
about to ask a question.
Go ahead, Andrea. Go ahead.
I'm done.
Andrea.
Let's go. Let's keep it moving.
Andrea, give them 30 seconds about yourself.
She want to talk about everybody else. She don't want to talk about herself.
Let's go. Question.
Okay, listen. Here's the first question. Are you guys in a relationship? Are y'all dating? I mean, are you dating somebody exclusively? Are you dating, what's your relationship status? I'm going to start first with Alicia. Alicia, what's your relationship status?
I'm single.
Which one, Alicia?
Alicia is in the black and white.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm
Yeah,
put
I'm
this
single.
down.
I'm single and I'm always
Okay,
dating.
gotcha. Hold
She's
on.
single and always dating. Okay.
Gotcha. I'm putting a mark by your
Who
name.
said that?
Hold on.
That's
Ricky.
Anthony. CC, are you single?
What Ricky just say? Ricky, what you say?
They said your name.
Yeah.
Who said that then?
That was Alicia talking.
Relationship.
That was Alicia.
Alicia, what was the last thing you said?
I said I'm single.
And always dating.
Yeah. And dating every
Yeah.
now
I
and
like
then.
that. You see what I'm saying? I like that because I'm single. And you're either married or you're not. So I'm single, right? That's how you fill out that.
Hell no.
So when you coming back to that, because I got a question follow up. Ricky,
Anthony, don't you start now.
You know Anthony is finna
She's going to Anthony already.
we've been coming back to that, Pete. I'm gonna bring you back to that.
Please do.
Ricky, what's your relationship status, Ricky?
Oh, I'm in a relationship and committed.
Represent your nigga, girl.
Look like she look right at him. Look like she look right at him in the background.
Now, Ricky, is your dude? Ricky, is your dude right beside you while you're doing this interview?
He in the room.
That nigga watching boy.
Okay, CC, back to you. You said either you are married or you're single. You mean that you can't be in a committed relationship, not being married?
Well, I like Ricky answer. She said she was in a relationship, and in that relationship, she's committed because usually that's how it started off. It started off like that.
So if you got anybody coming over there after 12 o'clock at night, is anybody coming into your house after 12 o'clock at night?
I don't think that's one of the questions.
That's one of my goddamn questions. This the real shit people want to know.
Stick to the call.
You say you single, right? If you single, that means
can we be
nobody.
on here just for a second?
Go ahead.
Okay, listen. All right, here's the first.
See, Anthony, if you see Brian, now see Anthony. Now Anthony, really, that's what you want to play.
I'm just asking real questions, man. I know you CC
Anthony, if
can walk,
somebody
but
come
people
over here at 12 o'clock at night, and if they just come over here and do that's something. That's way back in the 80s. Like we don't do that right now.
So you do your booty call at 12 noon now. 12 noon. 12 noon. Okay, got
that's
you.
not what I'm saying.
Move right along, B-Level.
Was, are you single or are you in a relationship? Right,
Yeah.
Brian? That's the question.
Yes, that's the question.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I said that I am single, but I have relationships.
That's
what I was saying. That's all I was
what we're
saying.
getting into.
Yeah, gotcha.
Tristan, real quick, read the comments before we get started. Make sure that we don't have anything we need to catch up before I start talking to the young ladies.
It's Life says, "Hey CC, this Azalea. It's good to see you. Love you." Maya's laughing at. I'm sure. Anthony. Dave says share. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Davis.
Ronald Hollis says, hey, Ricky Cole, barbers, cosmetologist, esthetician, and massage therapist, tax pro. Marie says, shout out to all the women on the panel tonight.
Yes. Shout out to my guy Jared Jones. I kicked it with my guy Jared last night.
Trent's laughing.
Trent, T Woods. T Woods is on there.
All
right,
Hey,
ladies.
Ashley.
Did you
All right,
get
ladies.
everybody? Did you get everybody?
I got everybody. I got you.
Patricia said mute P Mike.
Andrea, is you single or you in a relationship?
No comments.
Listen, Andrea is a part of the crew. That's why I'm not really asking
But her
her the
name on that
questions.
flyer.
Is she on the flyer?
She on the fly because she's part of the crew, and she's on the fly because I had 4 spots that I had to fill out.
Well, shit, you could have put Tristan on that motherfucker. You could cover 2 spots. Him and her.
Listen, let me get my interview before Pete get me off the subject. All right, ladies.
He is crazy.
All right, listen.
Crazy. He want me to
Being
hurt-
a professional,
so bad.
yeah, being a professional woman, and y'all were on y'all game money wise. Do y'all feel like it's hard to date? Do you feel like men, you know, because you on your money game, because you in your bag, you are, chasing your dreams, handling your business. Do you feel like men are inferior of approaching you guys? Do you find it hard to find companionship? I'm gonna go with you first, Ricky. Even though you do have a boo, was it hard before you got a boo to find somebody that was compatible to you on the level that you would consider dating?
It's not hard to find it. Did it take me a couple tries? Yes, but when you say hard to find, I've met great guys. I don't really entertain bull, so when I see it, I ask direct questions real quick, and if I like it, I stick around. If I don't, I move around. So
you basically had a lot of options, but you cut past them because you found out that they wasn't compatible with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so when people say it's hard, I think sometimes people can make it hard.
Okay. That's fair enough. CC, do you feel like it's hard to date? CC being CC's chicken and waffle?
No, I don't. I don't. I think that it takes somebody to, be patient and really appreciate, what you have and what you've done before you even got in that relationship. So no, I don't think it's hard. It's just, most of the time to me, when you have women in my position, it don't really be about the money thing. It be about, you being that man and doing your part as the man. And that is, like she said, being compatible, being able to talk, being able to know how to, if whatever you don't know how to do nowadays, you can Google it. So if you're not romantic, and you know that the woman likes, because some women don't like flowers,
right?
But if you got a woman that tells you, and I believe in communication, I think that that's a big part that a lot of times in relationships that we can't do. So that's, to me, what has been more being hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you do your business, you're going to do your business, and then, you're going to make that time. People make time for what they want to make time for. All of us do on this panel,
Right.
Ricky, Alicia, all of us, whether you have kids or not. We make people make time for what they want to. So I'm like, I think that was Ricky that said that, you when you are working and you're working this hard, it's not that it's hard. It's just that, like Ricky said, you're not gonna put up with that bullshit. You're
Right.
not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
That's how I feel. So no, it's not. I don't think it's hard.
Okay. Alicia, Ms. Davis, is it hard to find a compatible person based on where you are professionally?
Hell yeah, it's hard.
I know it is, baby.
That's all I was thinking. I was like,
it's rough out here. It's rough out here in these little.
Oh, Little Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
She's talking about some Little Rock.
I don't
Yes.
like
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
yeah,
don't
Little
like
Rock it is.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like the dating scene.
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
rough.
Yeah, they rough, ain't it?
When you say,
The-
Alicia, it's rough, what do you mean by it's rough?
because Like in 2020, I
Come a
tried
little bit
the
closer to
dating app.
the your screen so we can hear you a little bit better, Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Position.
Okay, so like in 2020, I tried the dating app, and that was a bunch of duds on there. You know, that was some bull crap. And then just running my business and making time, was really, really hard for me. And I was meeting some people that, like Cece said, was just not compatible. Right. So to me, that's challenging. And then you have to meet this person. You got to take time and start back over dating and try to, go out again and all that. And sometimes you get tired of that. You just want to meet that person.
Right.
So, you do have to have patience.
Yeah,
So
I'm agree. And then being in position too, like we have to be, I mean, where do you go out here for it? Where do you go to meet somebody? Is he gonna be in Walmart? Is he gonna be, you know what I'm saying? It's where do you go?
The church.
No.
Church got the best hoes. On both sides. I'm talking men and women. Not just women. I'm talking men and women.
He's not lying.
Men and women got, I'm telling you.
I'm with you. I'm with him when he writes.
None of them said that they wanted hoes.
She just, I'm talking about men and women.
But I think that they are all trying to relate to a high value man, and I'm sure a lot
high
of
value man, number 2%. But take your ass to a funeral. I promise you, God, you'll find a man. Go to a funeral. You don't got to be nobody just go to anybody's funeral.
Nah, P. We done been. I done been in church. I'm from church. Okay, that's all I talk about is God. I'm in church.
You can't go to the church you
I
grew
done
up
been
in, though.
I done been. I done been around. I mean,
all them men know you. You gotta go to a mega church. A local mega church. Go to one of the churches where you gotta get some clean pantyhose and put on, go to church.
And Alicia and Ricky, I know you're in a commitment, a relationship, but before, it was as far as positioning yourself out here. Like it's hard. Where do you go?
Yeah.
Do y'all agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely
agree. Yeah, definitely agree.
So
but I'm definitely one for he gonna find me.
Yes, definitely.
I ain't looking for him.
Me neither.
I ain't studying him. He gotta be like.
You damn right. You could be in come and go. Long as you got some leggings on, some tight skirt on, you damn right to find your ass. You damn right.
I ain't gotta do that.
And we ain't thirsty.
I get called out at the gas station looking real crazy, y'all. I did this for y'all today because it don't look like this every day.
I'm not talking about your hair. Put some leggings on. Your hair can be nappy. You can have butted on. Niggas still gonna holler.
Exactly. So that don't help.
We okay.
So listen, we talked about. I heard somebody talk about a high value man, right?
Yeah.
What exactly is that, Andrea? You talked about that, right? What is actually a high value man? What is the definition? What does he look like? What is a high value man?
So. Who?
Me.
Yeah, I mean it could.
You ain't no motherfucking man.
What is a high value man?
So it could, and I don't mean it. I'm not throwing no shade. Okay. So it could look like Tristan if he was not. I mean, he's a high value man in the LGBTQ world.
No, we talking about in the man world.
Okay, I'm just saying. So it's a man that is vibing.
You have to get him a cassette tape.
It's most definitely a man that is vibing high.
Okay.
It's most definitely a man who can stimulate you intellectually. It is most definitely a man who has, who understands submission, but understands the mission. And a man in leadership. It's not really about the money. It's about the aura. It's about what he exudes. It's about his confidence. It's about his Christianity. It's understanding that there's something bigger than what he is. Most of the time, that is a high value man, and you don't get a lot of that in men. I would say.
Can he be a high value man that making $50,000 a year?
He can.
Yes.
He most definitely can.
He can be
a high value man at $50,000 because because he's making $50,000, he may get the right woman and she helps him make $100,000 or $150,000. It's the mental. It's the mental capacity behind it.
All right, but looking at it from your point of view, he can be a high value man to the minority, but not to the majority of women. Would you agree?
No.
To the minority of women.
No, because
most women.
He said individual though. He said to us. So. Our own definition. We're not going for the majority.
Well, majority of a rule.
You only gonna have one partner though. How many people you trying to impress?
Think about it. I mean, y'all say y'all want the dude to make $50,000 less, but that's the nigga y'all cheating on.
Well, you're not taking this conversation to the
let's stick to the thing. Okay, Pete trying to.
These women on this panel, you said you got the wrong conversation.
Sweetie,
That's not what we
these
deal
women
with.
on
That's
this
what we
panel
telling you.
we know how to be strong. We see. Let me
Yeah,
tell
They
you.
say let's get back to it because Pete get y'all off. Pete get y'all off.
And you get out.
All right. So listen, let's go over to parenting. All right, let's hit a couple of questions about parenting. All right. Okay. Ricky, you don't have children. CC, how many children do you have?
I have two.
Okay.
A 15-year-old and a 24-year-old.
Okay. Alicia, how many kids do you have?
I have two, an 18-year-old and a 23-year-old.
Okay. And so both of you guys have older children. The question is, when they got around the age that they start doing the grown folks things, did you guys have a conversation with them about sex? That's the first part of the question. The second part of that question is, if you have boys, did you buy them condoms? Did you talk to them about condoms for safe sex purposes? And if you have a female, if you have a daughter, did you put her on birth control when you guys thought that it would be time for them to start having sex? And I'm going to go with Alicia first.
Okay, so my daughter is 23, and yes, I did put her on birth control at 15 because I did not want no surprises. I didn't want to have to try to discover anything. So yeah, she was on birth control, but once she graduated, she made her choice to get off of birth control. Now my son, he grew up around a lot of his uncles and stuff, so by the time I was trying to tell him something, he already had condoms and he already seen to hell to know what to do. So he was like, I already know. So I didn't even have to have that conversation once I already saw the condoms that his uncles had provided.
He had already figured it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. C, what about you?
Yes. Oh yeah, I talked to mine about it. I talked to mine about it, as well as both of their fathers are active in their life, so they fathers talked to them about it and they got them the condoms. But yeah, I talked to them about it from the girl standpoint.
What do you mean from the girl standpoint?
Like letting them know, how the girls are hot, and like theirs is just as special as a girl. So you don't just give up your penis. That's not how I go. You be particular about what you're doing. You don't just give up your body like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
And so because I got boys.
Right.
So I let them know how the girls is hot, how the girls at school, and how the girls get you hemmed up, and the boys are getting you mad because this girl doing this. So I talk to them in that point of perspective, because I'm just a forward talker. So I had to on that point. But yeah, their dad gave them the condoms as far as that went.
And now that we're talking about teenagers, we've had a person on our podcast, Webb, that had some issues with this. When kids get to the teenaging point, girls and boys, when they start, having sex, they get the feeling themselves. Did you guys experience any of that where you had to snatch a knot in their ass? I mean, did any of you guys have children that got to a point where they was trying to tell their mama what to do, or they was trying to buck up at their mom, or they were trying to be extra? Alicia, did you have to deal with that with your children, with your kids?
Oh yes, both of them, definitely. Because I definitely demanded respect in my house, and I did discipline. So
how did you handle that, Alicia? How did you handle that?
Well, I talk to my kids, and I'm straightforward with my kids, and I basically, we go over what happened. We talk about the solution and the challenges, and why you chose to do that, and what could a better outcome be. I really just straightforward, and then it's sometimes giving them examples of what I went through as a kid, so they can understand that, they're not the only kid out here going through some of the things that they go through.
Back on here.
So, but definitely you gotta demand respect in your household, because there's so many disrespectful kids out here that don't respect that.
And so did you have to be? Did you have? I got you. Yes. Did you have to be physical with them? Did it turn into physical?
Definitely physical. My son definitely had to let him know, nigga, I don't play. The boys, you definitely have to come up.
We hear you say.
At the end of the day, I'm mama, and I will lay hands on you. And my daughter, you only have to spank girls maybe one time. Well, my daughter just snatch her up one time, and I really didn't have no problems. But my son, I dang near had to beat his tail just for him to graduate high school. So I didn't play with it. He don't live with me right now because, I don't play that. He went to the military and chose to not finish at the last minute, just cop out because he didn't want to. When he called me, I said, when you come home, you got to move out because you chose to be a grown decision and you flaked the plan.
Wow.
So, you just got to be straight up, and he understands. We talked about it. He's not mad at you. He got somewhere to stay, and he got to man up. So, because his father is not in his life. His father was an addict and has never been in his life. So, I'm a mother. I can't really teach him how to be a man, but I gotta be like, you can't live off of me. Once you turn 18, I gave you everything.
So basically, you are a single parent for your son. What about? Did you say you have a daughter as well?
Yeah. Yes, they both have the same father, and I've been a single parent the whole time.
Wow. And you are divorced, right?
Yeah.
And you've been married.
Yeah, I was only married to my husband a year because I knew it wasn't going to work once I married him. I didn't waste any time. Like, we married because of the kids. When you're young, you just get married because of the kids. And I knew immediately that our marriage was not going to work because of his addiction. And I refused to raise kids in a household with an addict parent. And so the whole time I've been a single parent. I ran my business by myself for 24 years. I'm a homeowner of 15 years and a 6-figure earner. And I did all that, just raising, putting in hard work and being a single mother. And hell yeah, it was hard, but I don't regret none of it because, God carried me through this whole time. Even still now, I keep the faith and it works out.
Big ups to you for doing that. Big ups. I know that let me big round of applause for that. I know that wasn't hard for you to do by yourself, right? And we were talking. I know CC, are you back in? Can you hear us well?
I am.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
So you were going back and forth, and I was kind of talking to Alicia about having sometimes these teenagers get beside themselves where they want to buck up to mama and be tough, and we had to be physical with them. Was there ever a chance that you had ever time when you had to do that with your boys?
Yeah, it has been a time. Sometimes I say the parents always got a twin, so I got a twin, which is Chase. He's my oldest son.
He give you the most grief, huh?
Yeah, Chase is a handful. But I've had to stand my ground with him. I've had to discipline, back in the day, but Chase's father is involved in his life. And so I was blessed to be able to, communicate. We've always had a good relationship co-parenting as well as me and DRJ's dad, Robert.
So let me ask you guys, and even Ricky, you can join in, even though you don't have children, you may have nieces and nephews. What is going too far as it relates to discipline and whipping ass, and what's too far? Like sometimes I know Andrea and Chris talk about the court system will deem some things too far, right, Andrea? That we agree as Black parents, it ain't too far.
Right.
But Andrea, I'm gonna let you start first because I haven't asked you any questions. You on the flyer too. What's too far as what's too far as far as discipline? What do you feel like is going too far when you whooping ass in the house? Like what's outside of what's borderline child abuse? Like what's going too far?
I mean, I think that when you whooping ass, you're whooping ass, but at the end of the day, there is legality. And what's deemed going too far, what we deem, like you said, what we deem going too far and what they deem is two different things. We believe in using belts. Some people believe in, grew up getting switches. But when there is whips and bruises and abrasions and those type of things on children, the system feels like that is going too far. And so
if you have a belt or you leave a bruise,
If you can, I mean, you can use a belt, but some people, it depends. Everybody whoops different. Men's, hands are harder than women. So sometimes if a man is whooping a child, he may leave a bruise where she doesn't. It just kind of that's a everybody kind of has their own way of disciplining their children, but the legality is if it leaves bruises and webs, your ass can get in trouble.
So
and
so I was going from a legal standpoint. If CPS comes to my house and I've whooped my kids, and how can you whoop and don't leave webs? Like, how can you whoop some ass?
You can whoop ass and not leave webs. No, you can, because I have whooped my kids before, and I didn't, and they didn't have bruises. They may have had a web. They may have had a web, but a web will kind of go away in a certain amount of time. A bruise is something that takes a couple of days to get rid of. So that means that you have bruised the skin, so there's a difference. Like, even in the professional realm, if you go up under the dermal in certain areas of the skin, it's like you went in, basically.
Real mama don't give a damn about no skin. They tell you call with skin and tell them they can take their ass with you. You can take your ass with skin.
Ricky, go ahead. What are you saying?
So I know people say, I want to whoop my kids, I'm gonna do this. I'm a child of a whooping, you know what I'm saying? I was raised getting whooped, you know what I'm saying? I do believe in it. But I do have a question. What is considered whoopable? Like, what is the thing that they did to where they getting that whooping? Because not everything deserves a whooping. So if you just beating your kids or hitting your kids all the time, when you really need to actually, do that discipline, it doesn't mean anything. So then y'all call y'all kids bad as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is the limit? And that's, to me, a whooping should be last resort, not first resort.
I don't think that that's a cookie cutter response, because I think that it's per parent, per situation,
per child,
per issue, per child.
Okay.
A lot of things go into deciding factor to whoop ass at the house. If I've talked to you 3 or 4 times, it's time to whoop some ass now. We've had 3 or 4 conversations about this. It don't really matter what the offense is. It could be a misdemeanor offense, but you're going to get your ass whooped because I done told you 3 times.
I told you 3, 4 times. Okay. So even if that is, I told you 3 or 4 times. Say it's, they keep leaving their shoes out. You told them 3 or 4 times. Is that a whoopable punish? Is that a something?
Yeah, I don't know, but for me, that wouldn't be a whoopable offense. But
okay, so that's where I'm saying, even though I don't have children, I have seen parents, because they just left their book bag in the floor, grabbed the belt, and kind of like, that's to me too far.
Yeah, I want to pitch it over to Webb. Webb, you've been pretty quiet and
I got an example for your ass. I got an example for your ass.
Webb, so I'm gonna let you jump in here, because you have been through some shit as it relates to this whooping and courts. What is too much for you, Webb, at being where you've gone? The ladies don't really know, if they haven't been watching, that you've had some trouble with CPS as it relates to disciplining your child. What's too far for you, Webb? Have you changed your value of what's too far? Are you still whooping ass out there? What's going on over at your house?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Just what I went through and making it to the other side, it does have you keep your emotions in check, and it does make you stop and take some time out to cool off. I would recommend, if you do decide to be a whooper as a parent, because I'm a product of a whipping, take time to cool off and then go discipline your child. Don't do it in the midst of your anger, because you might go too far. But my whole thing of it is, it's just like, I can't tell a parent what is whippable. Like, I can't tell you that you're their parent, and if you told them whatever and they're not doing it, sometimes you just tap their ass to get their attention. But for me, B-Level is a prime example. Like, my 4-year-old, she got it real bad, like jumping in on the conversation when we talking. Hey B-Level, I love you. Like, she'll keep doing it, and you'll be like, Lenny, stop. Hey, Lenny, stop. And like, after the 10th time, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me? I'm finna pop your ass, because like, you're not hearing me. So
when I was coming up, they told me, you show out on me, I'm gonna show out on your ass.
And I don't. She's the type of person, you'll whoop her ass and then she's gonna come right back and do the shit again. So it's like, am I gonna keep on exuding this energy? We're gonna try other methods, like taking the tablet or putting her in the corner. Because
whoop ass.
And that's kind of what P is saying. Have we gotten away from the good ass whoopings? And CPS has
These
made us
kids different
scared.
though. These I be watching these kids. These kids nowadays they're
No,
a little bit different.
the kids ain't different. The ass whooping is
They
different.
are different.
Yeah, I
No.
can't even talk to my grandma
These
on
kids
conversation without
different.
getting ass
These
whooping.
kids different too. And like she said, they're gonna call them services.
They ain't old people didn't give a
So,
damn.
so the
They
fact
gonna
that
do
they have cell phones and have the direct
yes.
lines to CPS, we discipline different, we raise
Yeah.
different, we adjust to the new rules. Is that what I'm hearing you guys say collectively?
Even with social
Nah.
media, it's like when kids see other kids running away, I'm seeing an epidemic with that. Like it's just different. We don't care what we did back in the day. I'm not running away from the house. I ain't never
Hell
got
no.
beside my
Right.
stepdad like I'm finna go run away. No. But these kids, they will run away. They don't care about the sex
Man,
trafficking.
well, whoop that
threats.
ass
They don't
then.
care
One less
about
mouth you gotta feed. Whoop that ass.
Yeah.
Nah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Whoop that ass.
Leisha, you've been kind of quiet over there. Does CPS make you kind of restructure or redo the way you discipline your kids? Did they?
Well, I'm just thankful that I was in an era that I don't even know what CPS, whatever that mean, and I whooped my kids' ass. So I didn't play.
Right.
Yeah, like
And I didn't whoop their ass where they left bruises and stuff, but they got disciplined because it worked for me. Like I'm a prodigy of getting my ass
Ass whooping.
So
period.
it worked. I believe in tough love, and hands
Me
down.
too.
Some of these stories I
Me
hear
too.
my clients tell me about their kids, I'm like, girl, I would have whooped their ass. I tell them I want to jump in your body just for 30 days because some of these kids need to learn discipline, because if you don't learn discipline, how you gonna have self-discipline? So when they become grown and they can't discipline themselves, who problem?
Yes, ma'am.
But the system is not created like that. I want you to understand, like that. I hear what you're saying and I receive it, and you are correct. But the way the system is now is pro kid. You can't have that mindset anymore because it doesn't matter. Like it can branch on them literally, and you're going to jail. Especially in Texas, you're going to jail. You can't.
We
They don't
understand.
let you discipline your child anymore. You can't.
That's why you gotta get creative and whooping that ass.
That's why I'm saying
I remember if it was a well, we just stayed out of school a few days and then go on back to school like you know how to act.
Yeah, you gotta get creative and whooping that ass. Whoop them somewhere where the bruise ain't gonna show. Like hit them on the ankles or the kneecaps or some shit. They told old people told me I whoop you because I love you. If you don't love your kids, don't whoop them.
Let them miss school for a couple of days.
It was definitely miss school a couple days thing. That's how it was kind of big. But it's different now. And listening to y'all's conversation, I do desire children.
Well, you gotta whoop their ass.
But listening to this, I'm like, okay, this.
You gotta whoop them kids' ass. If you
Yeah,
don't love them,
just
you ain't
think
gonna whoop them.
about it, Ricky. Like
Ricky ain't gonna have to whoop her kids.
Ricky,
I'm having a dog.
Ricky gonna be a punk ass parent.
Yeah.
What they say about cats?
So let me ask you guys this while we're talking about dating and kids. How soon do you let your partner meet your children that you're dating? Ricky, you don't have kids, so.
But if you did,
I wanna meet the kids within the first 6 months, or within 6 months.
Okay.
I would like to meet the children within.
And why?
Months.
Okay.
Because if we're going to, because in the first 3 months we didn't talk about what you want in life.
Yeah.
Are we moving in the same direction? All of that. So if we are and we're on the same page, the introduction is cool. I'm not saying we hanging out, but your child is going to have to get comfortable around me at some point. If we talking about forever, I mean, that's cool. But I'm very patient. So I've met children within a year. I've met children within 8 months. I'm not just like 6 months or it's over. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But within the first 6 months and you're not thinking about me meeting your child, why?
I'll answer that question for the men. Some men, it don't be the fact he
You
don't
got
want you.
kids? Before you answer that?
Yeah, I got kids.
Oh, okay.
Fool. Can you have kids?
Yeah.
You been pregnant before? Like I said. Like I said. Hey, some. When I'm talking, man, don't talk. You know what I'm saying? You fuck up my train of thought. Don't need you talking. I'm talking.
Go ahead, man.
Nah, go ahead.
You forgot.
Yeah, I don't forget. Yeah, talking about both his ass. You know.
Okay.
When
6
men want
months.
you to meet their kids.
Why do the men not want the folks to meet the kids?
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, sometimes depending on the baby mama, right? You know, because sometimes you meet his kids off top, get that nigga put on child support real early. Then your ass done left in 2 months, and he paying child support because the baby mama didn't want her kids around no bitches.
I definitely understand that. But if it's them type of troubles in the first 3 months, I'm gonna know that, and I'm gonna figure out if I want to deal with it too.
Now, it ain't the trouble with you. It's just he just trying to keep the peace. Bitch already don't want me to see my kid, or the woman don't already want me to see my kids. If I let you come around and she already intimidated by you because you on your shit. You like you said, you got a good job, you got a car with AC and heat in the motherfucker, and 4 new tires. She gonna be intimidated. And so now, so put me on child support. Now your ass gone to the next nigga. I'm stuck here paying this high ass child support.
Well, that sounds like that's a problem way before me.
You know, shit. Baby, we gotta get married off top shit. We in a relationship.
Later, you know what I'm saying?
CC, how soon do you let the dude meet the boys?
It's like
CC ain't going for that.
Huh?
CC ain't going for that.
It takes a little minute because
what's a little minute? What's a little minute, C?
Well, the first thing I'm gonna want to know is he involved in his kids' life. He don't need to meet mine so I know that, you know what I'm saying, he takes care of his.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, and how he doing his kids, because I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? People, I ain't real fast on that. As I tell you, I don't really bring you from under the mattress real quick like that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. So it takes a minute.
Okay.
I don't want to be split no way. If I said another chick out here, I'm hollering at. I don't need their ass trying to tell on me.
Leisha, how long do you date before you introduce your kids to your significant other to the kids?
Because my kids are big, they meet them kind of quick. But for me, meeting my guy friend kids, I really don't gotta meet his kids because these baby mamas.
Yeah.
You say you don't have. You say you don't have to meet them.
I don't want to deal with them, so I don't gotta meet the kids because first of all, I got a protocol. I don't want to meet nobody with no little kids. How old?
Gotcha.
Like I got specifications on who I.
So if he has young children, you're not dating somebody with young kids.
Do you know why she say that?
How old do they have to be before they're not considered to be young?
Right now, I'm looking like 18.
God damn.
Yeah.
Gotta be grown.
Yeah, right. Because that nigga probably still fucking that baby mama.
So you saying Alicia?
These baby mamas.
I'm with Alicia on that.
Alicia. So you saying that if they have children, they basically have to be grown?
Yeah, because she ain't trying to show no dick. I understand, Alicia.
Yeah.
She ain't trying to show no dick. I understand.
None.
Unless the baby mama married and live out of state.
But Alicia, how often do you meet somebody? Alicia, and I don't want to get in your business, but I'm gonna get in your business. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Okay,
right.
So you got to at least have a guy that's your age, right? Do you like him younger? Do you like him your age or older?
I like them around my age.
Lisa, be for real. You know these niggas your age look like they 65.
I'm serious. They could be younger, probably with older kids, but I'm serious. I do not want to talk to nobody with no younger kids.
Yeah.
So if you're 45, if the guy's got to be 45, 46, and the baby has to be 18, so that makes
17 on the way to 18, 16 on the way to 17, 17 on the way to 18, 18 on the way to 19.
But you know them 45-year-old men be looking like they're 65 nowadays.
What do you think? I don't know. Do you date guys with young kids?
Would you? I don't want to. I'm like them, but I do think that if and it just depends on how people define dating. I think that dating, if we say, okay, we're in a place where we want to be committed to each other, I want to meet them kids immediately because that may make me want to run, depending on what's going on. Or
that's what Steve Harvey said in the book. Bring them home and let them meet your kids quick. Steve Harvey said that.
Oh,
yeah, you want to meet.
You want to meet. Wait.
You want to meet the kids. Like for me, I would And then depending on how the man is, if he really values you and he really wants to deal with you, he's going to
He
want you to
wants
meet
you
his
to
mother.
meet
He's
some
going to
new
want you to meet his
kids.
kids. He's going to want
Right.
to bring you around. But
Absolutely.
even if from a
I
woman's
got to say something.
standpoint, from a woman's standpoint, my daughters are 26, and then Israel is 14. So even she's 13, she'll be 14. But anyways, even with her, like, I mean, if I'm dating you, I want her to meet this person too, because she gonna size them up and be like,
Gotcha.
"Mama,
Yeah.
okay,
And if the kids don't like them, are they out the door?
No, if my kids don't like them, I want to kind of know why and what's the reasoning. But no, the kids don't run it. The kids, unless that there's really valid reasons that they don't like them.
Okay, Leisha, if your kids don't like somebody, and I'm coming to you, C Nix, if your kids don't like somebody that you have brought home to let them meet, is that guy out of there?
No, they don't run it.
Right.
Thank you.
CC.
They don't run it. Because they have not liked the
Right.
guys that I brought. It don't even matter.
CC, if the boys don't like them, do we still have a chance for C?
Out of there.
Oh, come on, CC. God
No, I'm
damn.
just playing. See, I knew P was gonna come.
Come
in
on,
there.
CC.
No,
Your kids ain't running shit over there.
No, they don't run it. I had to mess with P. I knew he was gonna jump in there with his big head.
So you can still date him even if the kids don't necessarily like him.
I mean, I'm like Alicia. I would want to know, why? What's the reason? As well as Ricky, I want to know why. What's your reason? But
because he ain't my daddy. That's why.
No, right. And most of the time, that's gonna have something to kind of do with it, because your kids be really wanting you to be, in a
With they
relationship.
daddy.
That's a desire that they have. So I get that.
You sound like you know very well.
I know a
Do
whole
your
lot about
kids-
that shit.
Hold on.
Do your kids?
You my P?
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
He sounds like he knows this very well. So I'm just trying to understand. Does your kids want you to be with your baby mama?
No, it was me. I was one of the goddamn kids. He ain't my daddy. My wife, fuck you with that nigga. She was like, tell your dad to get a better job then. Goddamn it, I'll be with that nigga. I'll be with your dad.
And kids, like, I have boys, so like I said, I have boys, and so my boys are, I don't know, I don't have girls. They're a little protective over me, so they really trying to, like she say, they sizing them up, checking them out, making sure, he's being a gentleman, making sure my energy when I come home or around, is good, because they want the best for their mom. So I get it, you know what I mean, but they wouldn't run it to where, I would not date the guy.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool. Let's switch gears over to the mental health conversation. We've talked about relationships. We've talked about parentship. Let's talk mental health, okay? Ricky, you can blend in on this. How is it important for your mental health while trying to be a great mother, great parent, still have a career and have a relationship? How important is it for your mental health, for your thinking, to be very clear? You have certain responsibilities to be a great parent. You have responsibilities to yourself to provide and have your career on the deal. And then also you have the responsibility of balancing it all, right? So your mental health, how important is that to keep that on a up and up?
Very important.
Ricky.
I mean, it's one of the most important things, because really, if your mental ain't right, and of course your health as far as physical health ain't right, then you really won't be able to be the best you can be for your business.
Right.
So that mental health is really, really important. And then in my profession, being a hairstylist, I'm a therapist. So so a lot of people bring, their problems, their best days, their worst days, they children, all of that stuff gets kind of put on you, and you mentally have to be aware of how you're feeling, how they're feeling, so that you can at least help them, but you don't also take on what they got going on too. So
right, and the energy and the vibe that you let off based on your mental health, based on to your clients as well, have to be productive. How important is it, Alicia, your mental health, trying to balance those three things?
Mental health is number one in my book, because if the queen bee is not right, the whole hive.
You got that right.
Right. So, that's how I look at it. So I work on my mental health all the time. I get massages, I meditate, I take vacations. I pamper myself in between, the hard work that I put in at the salon. So that's what I tell anybody and everybody out here: take care of you first, and everything else is going to fall into place. Because so many women sit in my chair and they don't put themselves first. and I have to fuss, and that's one of my things in my salon, fussing at women. Yeah, I do fuss at them because I'm like, put yourself first. They're mothers, some of them are teachers, they put their careers, their businesses first. And when they come in, you can see that they're depleted of everything. And so I try to give it back to them by giving them examples of how I take time for myself.
Right.
It's some women that make money and they don't even take vacations. And that's my biggest thing. It's like, you making all this money, you're not even taking time for yourself. And so sometimes it's not about the money, it's about your mental health, it's about your overall feeling, your overall energy, your vibe.
Right. See, what are some of the things that? But great response to that too. Great response. See what are some of the things you do to keep your mental health good? In order to stay focused and stay on the right track. See.
I'm with I think that was Alicia. I every day my birthday. I believe that this is the day that the Lord has made.
Yes, sir, Doc.
And I know, that all I got is one thing that I'm supposed to do, and that's just rejoice and be glad in it. He didn't say I was gonna be rich or I was gonna feel good, or just I always gonna be happy and have my ducks in a row.
Right.
And so that's why I, deal with the girls the way that I do, because, self-esteem and self-motivation is very, very important, because we got this big old world or whatever, but you got people in your house and stuff at all times. But in your mind, what I'm saying, you by yourself, what I'm saying. So you got to love yourself. So I'm gonna take myself out to eat, or I'm gonna go. It's like every day is Disneyland to me. I'm gonna create something to do whatever it is that I want to do. So I mean, self-love is important to me, and just being a worshiper. I worship God, and that's just what I do. I worship, I relax. That's why I have parties, I'm doing festivals. Whatever it is that come to me, I'm gonna create it, and I'm gonna try to do it.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just tuning on, we're talking to CC McDowell, Ricky Cole, and Alicia Davis. We're calling this the Heart of the Woman. We're asking these professional, upstanding women relationships questions, parenting questions, entrepreneur questions, and we're just getting it from a female point of view. The last part of this podcast is going to be the Salt on Myself. So I know you guys are wanting us to get to it, but we're still taking our time. I'm going to address that after we finish having our conversations with these young ladies. If you're just coming on, please share our live. Share. Trista, do you have any comments that you need to get in? Because we haven't went to them here in a while. I know it's hard to catch up with them, but have they just been listening over there?
Yes. VMAX says, if you don't discipline your kids when needed, the correctional system will.
Damn right.
I think Brittany Taylor said something. Brittany Taylor said,
"You ain't got that package, do you?"
You said what?
You ain't got that package, do you?
I ain't start coughing till you came in here. Where you been at? These days, you got to be careful because a lot of people are misconstruing bad child versus possible disability if you're not careful, and you can miss the signs in the child. The child ain't bad, and the child really has a problem, autism, etc. Let's see. And VMAX says social media is now raising our kids today.
I believe, yes, that's true.
And we got some people on here agreeing with P. I don't know why.
What the hell you mean? Yeah, I'm telling the real.
Brittany Taylor said you got to look at the why. These are displaying these behaviors. Why are they displaying these behaviors?
It's about the kids.
Yeah, the kids.
Okay.
Let's see. Nakia says P stupid. Patricia said Tristan Hobbs so calm. I love it. Yeah, just wait till after we end
that
this
fool,
broadcast.
that nigga got boo boo.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. Another mental health question. Another mental health question.
You see that comment on there?
What she say?
That comment on there. That was one of my best jobs right there that I had at the juvenile facility.
CC worked with me with when I was 14 and 15, and she always gave me great advice, and not only me but other female juveniles. She always been the same, no matter what kind of day I was having. She always been there for me. Oh,
that's cool.
She always been there for me too.
That's what's up.
Good job, C. Good job. All right, so here's our last mental health question. Have you guys ever experienced depression? I'm going to come to you, Ricky, first. Talk about a moment in time where you were depressed how you were able to get to the other side of it. So I'm going to come to you first, Ricky.
So I think sometimes when people think depressed, they think they don't move or do things. I think I'm a little bit of the opposite. 2020, I was depressed. That whole shutting down the salon, at that time I valued myself as, I'm a hairstylist, and that was all I really was. I didn't have my family, didn't have any kids, so I'm just a hairstylist. And when it was taken from me, I'm like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? I went through all of the emotions of it, but it also put me into hyperdrive. But I was doing it because of a lack I was having in myself. That makes sense?
Yeah.
A lack. Okay.
It's something that like within me I didn't have, so I threw myself into work. So my depression was more of do this, and then in 2022, even though I still accomplished some things that I crashed.
Yeah.
After August,
that's dramatic.
Yeah. I when I tell you I crashed. I went silent. Nobody could really find me, know what I was doing. But all of the work that I did put in through them depressed years, it kind of like made it look like I was okay. But for those about 4 months, at the end of 2020, after August, September, those winter months and fall months, I wasn't myself.
And so what did you do to come out of your depression?
Prayed. My relationship with God got so strong. It broke me all. I said clear all of it, everything out of me, and rebuild me. Because I knew what my purpose was, and I knew who I was supposed to be. And the fact that I wasn't who I was supposed to be at that time, I knew my purpose wasn't gonna be fulfilled unless I changed. So, yeah.
Good job. CC, give me a time where CC was depressed.
Oh, depressed. I think that we fight depression, way more than what we, know. That's the first thing. But I think my depression that I fought, and I went like, I think it was Ricky said, I kind of went manic with the business. Is when my sister was transitioning. I had just came from Conway. I know a lot of people always be on here and they be like, dang, she moved. And it's a trip because it's like I never planned to move. I never planned to even have CCs. I did hair and nails for 13 years. I have a degree in human services. I graduated from Arkansas Baptist. I did nails and hair for years. I went to Thelma's Beauty Academy, but I jumped on the nails because I wasn't really good with the females. You know what I mean? So I didn't have time to be all that the hairdo. So I jumped on the nails, on my own nail salon. They bulldozed that, you know what I'm saying, when they built St. Mark. So boom, I moved to another shop. Then I went over here. So I think we fight it a whole lot. I know that I have, you know what I'm saying, just from my transitions in life. That's why I try to be so transparent. But when my sister who cooks with me, when my sister passed, she went to the hospital, and I remember us talking, and I couldn't go see her because she had COVID. And so my sister is one of the people who went in the hospital, and like she never came back. So I've never really, nothing really bothers me, money and the businesses and moving around. Like people be thinking the CC's Chicken and Waffles be, but you've been knowing me from way back. Knee high to a bumper. So I've been an entrepreneur for over 25 years. I'm finna be 50 in like less than 2 months. But when my sister passed, it dealt with my heart. And a lot of things don't have my heart and my soul. But my sister, I believe, when God give you family, I believe family is a part of an assignment. You know what I'm saying? It's not people who we choose. And so my sister passed, and it was heavy, but I fought it, with the truck, just moving it around and going to Texarkana. I just went into a Matic, and I passed out in my food truck, back in June before I even got the restaurant. You know what I mean? And I'm like her, I was finna crash. So I fought it, but it was a long, dark time that I had never really experienced before. But God is good. And we go through these things so that we can tell about who God is and who God has been in our life.
Right.
And so that's how it ended with me. We
fight. Good job. Miss Alicia, Have you been depressed?
Yes.
How were you able to get to the other side of it?
Definitely been depressed, and I was depressed during COVID too, because I had my salon and I had so many dreams set for the salon, and then the crash came, and then my mentor that I worked with for 15 years, she died during COVID, and I think that was the roughest part. Like, CC, you don't know people are a part of you until they leave you, and then it's like, dang, that's missing. But I think we all go through a thing called seasonal depression, where we have, especially being a business owner.
Come with the territory.
Being a business owner, we go through seasonal depressions. But God, everybody say on here, God gets us through to the other side. I just talked about that on a live that I did. As an entrepreneur, sometimes it's foggy when we're in the midst of our trials. But once that fog clears, God is on the other side pulling us through, saying, let me show you what I got for you. So, I just push through with prayer. And, I look up to my mentors in this game. Is a business owner, and we're Black. So we have a lot of things up against us. So I believe, in supporting all of us and being here. That's why I was so excited to do this podcast, to support. Because like Dree, we go back when we was 13 and 14 years old around the corner. And Dree has always been a hustler. She always been a hustler. And I always looked up to her. We used to share clothes when we was kids. That's how far we go back. So it's a blessing. And then CC, you don't know that I went to school with your sister. I think your baby sister. So it's a blessing to be on here with all us Little Rock strong Black entrepreneurs and people out here doing something. So we go through depression, but we got to lift ourselves up and know that the rainbow is on the other side of that.
There you go.
Yes.
Good job. All right, last question of the night. We're going to go into the entrepreneur side of our conversation. How hard is it to maintain a business? A lot of times we don't have startup capital. All right, we have to start these businesses with a little money. Once we get them on, we have to keep the doors open. We have to keep people coming. We have to have relationships.
Right.
In a time where the economic times, there's not a lot of money in bad economic times. How do we do that as entrepreneurs? Cece, I'm gonna go to you first.
Well, as everybody know, like I said, I had did nails and stuff, and we got bulldozed, went to another shop. Worked with what is her name? Mandy. My girl Mandy. Then she got bulldozed. It's a CVS spot right across from Warmore now. So just the transitions, just taught me and made me be stronger how I am. But I started my spot with $300 to my name. It's a true story. I called my mama and told her I would need her to help me with some rent. I didn't even have the next month rent. And it grew. It was chancy, as they say. Entrepreneurship is risky, you know what I'm saying? But that's where I was at, and that's all I had. And I hadn't even really ate all the chicken and waffles. You know what I'm saying? The public and the people made CC's chicken and waffles, and I want to take the opportunity to give shout out, to anybody who's listening, and anybody who's ever planted a seed on CC's chicken and waffles ground. That's why I give God the praise, because I am really on an assignment. And you got to keep God first. But I really started like with zero, with nothing. But in entrepreneurship, that's what we do. So it was really nothing new, you know what I'm saying? Because it comes with the territory. And as I went on down, I have received some funding, but in that funding, you gotta know how to do that funding, and you gotta keep it going, because you gotta pay them people back. So you still gotta keep on making money. So I made that money. Then the pandemic came, and then you know what I'm saying? So right now it's a lot of things that you can Google and really search and really learn different things, so that you can really know how to do different things. But it's really walking by faith. When you get through with all the money and everything, you really gonna have to have your faith man strong, and you're gonna have to know what you're doing, and you're gonna have to be patient.
Right.
If I can tell anybody anything.
Patience. Good job. Ricky, add on to that. How hard was it to start your salon and do what you needed to do?
Well, I don't have my own salon.
Okay. I thought I thought you said that.
Yeah, mine is a little bit different. Well, I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna take another avenue on it. So for my business, I figured and found out that networking helps a whole lot. I connected myself with people I respected, honored, the community respected. I got involved. I served my community. And those connections helped me get where I got fast without the money. Because usually when you do, relationships. I even did the barter system. Let me do your hair. Like I would find the like events or expos in the city. I want the host or the keynote speaker. Let me do your hair for free. Give me a shout out loud. You know what I'm saying? And let me get a booth at your event.
Right.
And that's how I was like building mine, and just those relationships, blessings coming from each and every end, you know. So that was that. So for me, it was a lot of word of mouth, a lot of connections, being a genuine person, making those connections, and also if I have connections, giving it and passing it on to the next person too.
Right.
Because that's how we grow.
Winning that hair show, the Bonner Brothers hair show, was pretty big for you.
Yes.
Are you able to, when you're talking about connection and mentor, do you mentor other people who are trying to come up in your tracks?
I'm still working on it. And when I say that, I have the opportunity to help people get places and give them opportunities and say, you know, bring that. I do have that. But also, I'm still working on myself. So when people try to call me a mentor, I say, can I be your friend first? Only because I feel like that relationship is really important before I can tell you what you need to do. Mm-hmm. And coming from someone at my age, I don't get a lot of respect right off the rip. They have to see who I am as a person first.
Right.
So with that, I just take that, and that's how I've been able to establish those relationships, and even like bringing people on with it. So I can't say I'm a mentor, but I can say I have a lot of influence.
Good job. Alicia, you taking us out of here. Balancing all of that stuff, being an entrepreneur, how are you able to do that and be successful business-wise?
That's because I take time out for myself. Like Cece said, I date myself. I take time out for myself because you give so much as a business owner. We give so much to the customer every day. You know, we give a lot to the customer. It takes a lot of energy to have conversations with customers every day and clients and just handling business in general. So you got to take time to give yourself some time. So I work out. I love vacation like a mug. I feel like I need a vacation every quarter, like every 3-4 months. Yeah, I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna take, and when I say take time, I might take a 3 to 4 day weekend, you know, so I can still come back and you know, make that money at the same time. But that's how I do it. I take care of me. I'm selfish to me when it comes to loving on me, and everything else falls into place. Right. And I don't know what happened to my camera.
I don't know. We lost you. You came back in and you went back out, but we lost you. But we still can hear you.
Okay.
Well, let me say this to all three of our ladies. Thank you for coming on and sharing your gift, sharing your opinions, sharing who you guys are. You guys, it was not a mistake that you guys are on. All three of you guys were handpicked, which means somebody on this podcast respects you. They respect your business acumen. They respect the person that you are. So you're not here by mistake. And so you've done some things right that if don't nobody give you your data boys and your praise, know that somebody on this podcast, when we started planning this, and the reason why I reached out to you guys is because you were special to somebody who thought you guys were doing it right. So big ups to you guys. Big round of applause. Thank you. And the podcast, which nothing but more success to you guys, more success to you guys and what you're doing. Any last words? Any last words before you get out of here? Any last words? Ricky.
Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to, like I said, thank you for the opportunity. It's been great. Y'all funny. I tune in every Sunday. Lord, y'all is hilarious. I'm gonna start commenting now. I be quiet sometimes. I let them do all that, but they be saying what I be wanting to say.
Well, people don't realize that
having me. I really appreciate it.
People don't realize that we are real people. You know what I'm saying? We have a platform where we turn the microphone and we just talk. There's no rehearsed.
That's what's up.
You know, as we see, sometimes we have to turn P microphone off.
Yes. Oof.
But we don't rehearse. But we don't rehearse anything. What you see is what you get. So thank you for your compliment to our product. CC, last comments. C.
I just want to say thank you, B, too. I'm glad that I'm at a point where I kind of get to be a vessel used more and kind of, you know, being around and joining anything anybody got around here. You know, give me a call. I know it seems like I'm busy, but I really like to, you know, pour in and put back into my community. I really believe in Little Rock, and you know, I just appreciate y'all. It was nice meeting you, ladies. Good things that y'all said, and of course, you know, Anthony P gonna show out, and you know we gonna handle him always. So y'all just mute his shit next time.
Alicia, last words. What you got for us?
I'm just grateful to be on this platform, and I have laughed. I didn't know I was going to get the laughs in, so I enjoyed that on a Sunday evening. And I'm just grateful to be on here with y'all, and I'm keep it up, because platforms is like the Underground Railroad to me in the Black community. So keep these platforms, because people need help. People need that love out here, because they don't get it from their families a lot of times. So,
Thank you, ladies. I'm gonna let you guys go to you enjoy the rest of the evening. You can keep your phones on it. We're getting ready to have some other business and have some other fun. So I'm gonna dismiss you guys, let y'all go, and hopefully that y'all keep y'all podcast, your cell phones on us every Sundays at 7 p.m.
Love y'all.
Y'all have a good evening.
We love you too, Anthony. Tristan, knock him across his head.
You know,
Tristan better keep his hands on this side for both of us be going to jail.
See you later, see. Let's see. All right, we'll be there. All right, so listen. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Got a lot of information out, don't you think, Dre?
Yeah.
Let's address the elephant in the room.
What's the elephant in the room?
The elephant in the room is
way before you get to doing it, you need to transition to the news you can use. And then
I want to do this. You want to do your news first and do mine last?
I want to do the news.
Yeah, go on, do the news.
Okay. All right. She want. Okay. All right.
That I want you to speak about.
Hey, Miss Karen. Hey, Miss Karen.
So that I'll file under the right thing.
Okay. All right. Come on with you. Let's do it. Hey, go ahead and let them know to share it. We're getting ready to talk about that.
Y'all go ahead and share. We're going to talk about last Sunday events.
What happened last Sunday?
You come on. You'll hear it, Pete. You'll hear it. You behind time shit. You behind time. Go ahead. Come on.
Go ahead, yeah.
All right. Well, let's go with let me get this thing up and get the news you can use. I'm going to come on to you and we can do it right now. Hold on a second. Let me get your intro up and we'll go with the news you can use. Let's go. Here we go.
Hey, new viewers.
It's in the news. News you can use. And we're talking about it. It's in the news. With Chris Webb.
All the way from Texas, we got Chris Webb with the news you can use. Chris, you had a busy, gigantic, ginormous week. Let's get into what you had on the news you can use this week. Let's talk about it.
Well, thank you. So I am Chris. I am with the news you can use. And like B-Level said, I'm just going to piggyback off of him. This week has been one of my busiest weeks ever. And we had a situation with one of our podcast hosts that came around and he was in the streets and he was in the news. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was reluctant to report on it, but it had just caught fire and just went everywhere that we had to put our own B-Level in the news. Me and Tristan went live earlier this week to announce that there was a situation between him and someone named Darnell Price / Brian Davis. And so we did want to come and acknowledge that there was a situation, but we wanted to allow you, B-Level, to come and tell us what actually happened that fateful night when you were touched in a non-brotherly way.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Way Up. I thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us, nigga, what happened?
So are you going to finish the news, or you want me?
This is our exclusive interview, and then we'll get to the other shit.
Okay. So let me say this. I'm going to say this because I'm real personal as it comes to my personal issues, right? For those of you guys that know me, know that I just went through a big divorce, life changing, and I kind of kept that in between she and I. So I'm not one to really put my business on there, and I wasn't going to even say anything about last Sunday, but I thank the people that listen and trust us and tune in each and every Sunday. And this podcast is built off transparency and honesty. So I felt like I owed the city of Little Rock an explanation of what happened. I'm gonna get one of the guys on the phone who actually, and we're gonna talk through explicit details as to what happened on Sunday. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can grab this.
Do that. I was actually in.
You were there.
I was. Huh?
You were there.
No, I was actually in the bed when somebody called me about it before I even knew about it. But it was so many stories. It's like they didn't even know. Like, it was so many people in there. We had clients.
I was lost because he told me
it was a lot of people in there. So I've already heard the story. So
I didn't know if he was talking about the time.
Your call has been forwarded to,
or if it was a new situation.
No, it was. So this Sunday night, as every Sunday, I always go to this place called Cafe Havana, which is Sunday evening. I go to have a drink. Typically, I'm with my family. I'm with my people. This past Sunday, I went by myself. I had went to Chris B's event over at Bar Louie in Little Rock.
Yeah,
and then I left and I went to the cigar place. Well, little did I know, I did an interview. We did an interview. Tristan and I did an interview with this young lady named Bria Davis on July the 8th. Mm-hmm. And she came on. She first went viral on TikTok, where she told her story on TikTok, and somehow she got to me, and we interviewed her. She was not comfortable with interviewing in person, so we had her interview over the phone. And she talked about her, and this is all allegedly, because I still want to be fair to the person that we're talking about, even though I don't think fairness is something that he deserves. I'm going to give him that. She basically alleged that her father molested her from the age of 12 to 18. Now, and I'm going to say this personally. I believe everything that Bria Davis said happened to her exactly like it happened. But as a professional, I always have to be a professional because I was not there, and I said alleged, and I felt like I did him the fair and proper way to just let the young lady tell her story. This platform is about the voiceless, right? This platform is about people that do not have a voice. They can come here and they can get information out, and I felt like once I had talked about what was going on, that was a situation that his name is Bryant Davis, was accused of molesting not only his daughter, but he was also accused of molesting another young lady that I forget her name, but it was T. Tierra, who was a really good friend of the podcast. He was charged for molesting a family friend, and I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to get into the arrest record and all of those things that was public knowledge and that was broadcasted on Channel 7. But I did not know that this guy, I had never seen this guy before. Obviously, the guy took issue with me allowing his daughter to come on and speak what she said was her truth. Was I there? Absolutely not. But that was what she considered to be her truth. I conducted what I thought was a fair interview, as I always do. I tell every one of you guys to remain neutral. I preach it to Way Up all the time. It's okay to report the stories, but I try to remain neutral. And I felt like I gave him that. When I allowed his daughter to come on the platform. Nevertheless, I'm assuming he had an issue. So I never knew who he was. I'm at Cafe Havana on Sunday evening. When I pulled up to the store, to the place, I was by myself. So this is an interesting part of the story. A lot of times I have a right to carry. I have a concealed weapon permit. So a lot of times I carry my firearm. I didn't carry it there because I never do there. They're my friends. I don't have to go in there and have my firearm. I feel like Nigel and and T Woods and Cal. They always cool. I don't never have to worry about no bullshit going on in there. So I didn't take it in. Went in. I was probably there maybe 45 minutes. And I was in the front and I was talking to Nigel Caffey, who was one of the promoters. I noticed these two guys, which one of the guys explained is Dalen Pride. They call him DP. Pretty cool with him. I never had no problems with him. And so I didn't have any problem with him, but I saw him kind of wrestling with the guy, the bride, Darnell guy. They was kind of wrestling. And I'm assuming that he told DP that he was going to do something to me. And DP was like, nah, nigga, let me just get you out here because you on bullshit. So I'm sitting there talking, not minding my own business, not even knowing what's going on. Yeah. And I see these two guys kind of wrestling with each other. DP was trying to push him to the door. Now, keep in mind, the door is one way in Cafe Havana and another way. The same way in is the same way you go out.
Right, one door.
One way in, one way out. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Caffey, and I'm noticing them, but I'm not really paying attention because, you know, I'm just talking. Well, as they're coming towards us, I'm like, shit, let me get out of their way because they obviously got some issues. And so when he gets to the point where they are passing me, I hear him. Now it's him on one side, DP in between us. I'm on the other side. He says, fuck you, nigga, and he swings. When he swings, I kind of notice he's swinging, but obviously I'm not at a point where I could get all the way at the swing. I kind of lean backwards, but he catches my nose and catch the front of my face. Never seen this guy in my life. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, what's up with this nigga? You know, this is in my mind. Like, nigga, what's up? At this point, Nigel Caffey grabs me, one lick. The security guard, which is Big E and T Wood, start grabbing DP and the guy Darnell and start pushing them to the door. He has two females with him. One I'm hearing was his wife, and she was doing the most. She was being extra. Fuck you, nigga, yada yada, fuck you, bitch ass. So she's doing the extra shit that women do. Well, I could not get past them to go out because they had the door clogged up. So I go back, I walk back in the club. I know that there's a side door in the club. I say, shit, let me go get some help. I go out that side door, do 100 to my motherfucking truck. When I'm running to my truck, Nigel Caffey knows what I'm on. He knew what I was. So he's screaming, level, don't do it, don't do it. I open the door, keep in mind, I'm going to take the gun in the club with me. So when I got out of the truck, I sit my pistol on the seat. I pop my lock, I get my 40 cal, I start walking back to the club because now I'm pissed off, nigga. You done punch me. So now I'm finna, Nigel Caffey stopped, but when he was running towards me, he screamed out, level, don't do it, I know. So the guys were able, and I get my strap and go back to the club, the guys were able to disperse, get in their cars, and leave.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. I struggle with this because, one, there's a little growth in me going from some hood shit and being a hood nigga to somebody who's professional and who's trying to outgrow all this hood shit.
Yeah.
So I have not done anything at this point. Nigel Caffey stopped me from basically damn near killing a motherfucker that night or harming somebody or harming one of those females because they were just all doing too much. They were just kind of moving and grooving. But when I ran out to it, so people talking about, yeah, you ran. Yeah, I ran to get some help. I run to get that 40 cal. So I'm coming back to the club. Nigel stopped me. Hey, level, you don't need to be involved in this, yada, yada, yada. I still didn't know who the guy was. So I asked Nigel, I said, I don't even know who this nigga was. And Nigel tell me that was the Pride guy. And so when he told me his name, that's whatever his name is, Daryl Pride or Darnell Pride, I said, oh, that's the guy whose daughter came on the platform. So here's what I want to say about that. Y'all ask me what's next, right? I think Webb has wanted me to go. What did you tell me I needed to do?
Press them motherfucking charges.
So today I decided to call and check in on Bria Davis because with all this going on, I have not spoken to Bria since this incident happened. So I called her mom. I talked to Brittany today, and I called to check in on Bria to see, how she was doing. I didn't get to talk to her, but I found out that she's getting ready to have another baby. But one of the things that I got out of that conversation. And I struggle with what I'm going to do next, because at the end of the day, this shit happened in the streets. Yeah. And my first mind was elitist in the street. At the end, I'm a street nigga. And so I'm naturally going to go there first. I still don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still struggling. Here's 3 things that I know happened. The first thing is he assaulted me. The second thing, when he was doing all that rapping and talking, and he made a threat, which is notated, and he said, I'm going to do this every time I see you. So that's considered a threat.
Yeah.
All right. The third thing, I'm fucking smarter than him. So 3 things. He assaulted me. The second thing, he threatened me. And the third thing is I'm smarter than him, because I'm never going to tell the right hand what the left hand's going to do. So whatever, I've not made up in my mind how I'm going to handle this situation. However, here's what I will tell you is that in one sense, I wish I had my gun. And the second thing, in the second sense, I probably would have killed somebody that night. So I'm grateful I didn't, or I would at least pop that motherfucker in his knees 2 or 3 times.
That was crazy. You invited
We
us
would have
all
been out
tonight.
work today. I know that motherfucking mud.
I ain't gonna lie.
I asked you, Tristan. I asked you to come out that night.
asked you that night. The night before you asked me.
No, it was the same. It was the same night he asked everybody. He was like, "We going home." I said, "I'm going to bed." I forgot what you said.
But real quick before you start, this platform, you guys do not understand how we put ourselves, and I say we, the 4 of us, and way up 5, how we put ourselves sometimes on the line to be to tell what we feel about situation. However, it may offend people. It may feel like people are against them. Sometimes Web puts stuff in the news. People have issues with us, and we're providing a platform for the people. And I will not let Darnell or no other motherfucker scare that out. I will still be doing, I will keep allowing this platform for the voiceless. In fact, all Darnell did was make me turn the heat up on his ass, because next week I'm going to have my whole rewind is going to be about Bria Davis. And then I also want to get into some charges that I saw, because I wondered, how was that case against him with that other young lady? Why was that case ever dismissed? Do y'all know why that case was dismissed?
Why?
Because the girl that charged him and then she passed away.
Well, let me bring this story up. Let me bring these slides up from the news people that did the story on this dismissal of his charge, because I wondered why it was charged. And this is what Channel 7 put up there about it. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. And it's not working. Okay. So basically, and I will post these things. I was trying to put it up here, but my slide won't come up here. It won't work. But basically what happened was he went to court, and in the process of him being charged, the mother of the first victim was murdered. And so at that point, it was nobody to press on with these charges. And here's the thing. This guy's not only been charged with his daughter, he's been charged with a family friend as well.
You murder. You sound like you need to leave him alone.
Rape and molestation of 2 women. What kind of dude are you to be accused? And I don't know what happened. I believe 100% what Bria said, but she said that he did mental checks on her. He said that he performed oral on her, and he said that he would randomly come.
Would finger her as well.
He said that he would, out of her own words.
He did what?
He did what?
He would finger her and smell it to make sure he would do random checks on her. So I didn't say any of those things. She said all of those things. At the end of the interview, I still said that these things are alleged because we were not there, but that was the words of his own daughter. And so what this platform is about is providing a voice for the voiceless. I will not let a motherfucker hit on me and think that nothing else is going to happen with that. I'm still, let me tell you what happened today that got me considerate, Webb, when I've never even been considerate going to the police. When you talk about where I've come from and a guy from the hood, we just don't do the police shit. I've never wanted to do that. But one of the things that came out of the conversation today when I was talking to Bria's mom is that she would have wanted me to do that.
I'm telling you, shit.
That's it. And I'm still not for it, Webb. But that hit me. Obviously, me and my people was outside all week. PFM, do you think that I not have loved ones that don't allow you to pick on me and think that I ain't going for that shit?
I see you outside. I said, look at Level outside. You made sure we see you was outside too.
Hey man, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna let one bad person or some motherfucker that got a lot of issues stop me from being who I am. Stopping me from, having a great time, associating with the am I still on?
Pretty. I'm gonna read this comment.
Go
Pretty
ahead.
Round Brown says, the case wasn't dismissed. He went to court. The attorney put on a shit show that took attention off the facts that were represented, that were presented. He was found not guilty in a jury trial. He was in another case though. He just got off for now. Justice will hopefully be prevailed in the end.
Yeah. So obviously, there is another charge that he is pending.
He can have another charge that's pending too.
Yeah, where he was charged for a shooting that was in the River Market that is still pending. And so I can't tell you how many people have said to me, please go press
Daniel
charges.
Boone says, stop playing with my family for real. Who's your family?
That's PFM. That's my nephew.
Oh, okay. Because I'm going to say, we're trying to get batty. What we trying to do?
Simmer down, Tristan. Pipe down, Tristan.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing when you start getting family. Let me say this to the Pride family. I don't have no problem with the Pride family. I was raised in Highland Court. The Pride family was raised in Highland Court. I know Kiki. I know Londa. I know all them people. I don't have no problem with you. I have a problem with this dude. And I was going to say the N word, but I'm trying to clean my vocabulary and I'm trying to be professional as possible. I got a problem with this dude thinking that he can put his hands on me and nothing's going to happen. So I'll say to the Prides, I don't have no problem with y'all. Hopefully y'all don't have no problem with me. If you have a problem with me, then it is what it is. I have not decided what I'm going to do about it. I haven't decided yet. Because I want to make sure that I handle this right. And I want to send the message to anybody in the future. He ain't going to hit Donna Terrell on Channel 7. He ain't going to try to Craig O'Neill or none of them people that are reporting the news, that are allowing people a platform to be the voice for the voiceless. So I'm still thinking how I want to handle that. I have not come to decision of how I want to handle that. Tristan, you got something to say? I know I've been holding you off.
No,
okay. I've been holding.
I was just saying that's the same thing I said when me and Webb went live. I was just like, I thought this was news before I got on the podcast. So I was just thinking, I don't know the story, I don't know the family, but I just thought this was already in the news. So I just felt like, why were you the target? That's the only question I had. Why were you the target?
Like it literally went viral. Like it went outside of. I think it went bigger than what she anticipated it going. It went everywhere.
It went because what I also have to understand is the more viewers we have, the more popular this podcast get. It's not normal news. People have fights and people make punches in the club all the time. But when it's me or when it's you or when it's Andrea, it's magnified because we are in front of these people every Sunday evening. And for some odd reason, people don't see us as regular people. I'm still figuring out what I want to do with this.
I ain't gonna lie, B-Level. If I was
I
ain't gonna lie to you. If I was there, it'd have been they'd have had to still be cleaning up the mess. It'd been some glass broke or
That's
something.
what I'm saying. Let's just press charges and move on to the next story because I got something else to tell y'all.
What you got?
Well, let me say this, and I'll put this down. I think we talked about that we put ourselves. I made some notes. The platform is still going to continue. This is not going to change nothing. We still are going to be the voice for the voices, the voiceless. So many people have called and been supportive of me. I appreciate those people who called and genuinely checked. It wasn't anything, it wasn't a big deal, but it was a big deal. It was a big deal because it violated my rights as a man. And that's the biggest thing. And as the end of the day, it would have been a whole different story if I could have got to that 40 cal. That's truly it just would have been a whole nother different story. So I am thankful to Nigel. I was trying to get Nigel on. He kind of stopped me. He kind of, when I got my gun and came back, he kind of stopped me. And that could have been a bad situation. So I am glad, even though I wasn't thinking about that night, I am glad for Nigel. Obviously, y'all, shout out to my guy, Nigel Caffey, because had he not stopped me when I came with my gun before I could get to the end of my vehicle, he was kind of stopping me. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. I'm still thinking what's the best move. And that's that. Do y'all have anything that y'all want to add before we go on to the next news? Before we go into the story?
Next time, keep your gun on you. That way, it won't be what they call it.
No.
What they call this?
Premeditated.
Yeah, it won't be premeditated.
No.
You wouldn't have got the gun. So you wouldn't just premeditate because you had a chance not to get it. So
I would have some of these charges. I would have just had to. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really thinking about the premeditation.
Kyle's like signature Sunday jumping tonight. Pull up. Do y'all have security?
Shit, Kyle. and Kyle, that damn ham. What's up, boy? I see you. All my people on here, Kyle Roman. That's where I normally go on Sundays to kind of hang out. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Nigel. Shout out to T Woods.
Shit. So nobody need to be swinging up on me.
Well, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, ain't no man gonna let you pound on them and nothing being done. Something got to be done. I just don't know what's going to be done. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it right there. Where you ready? You got the rest of your news?
Yeah, just make sure you press some charges.
Come on, Will, with your news. I'm figuring it out, baby.
Like we told B-Level, we was like, don't even trip on this shit because it's gonna be some other shit that's gonna happen during the weekend. It's not even gonna, they ain't gonna be worried about this shit no more. So let me tell you. So this is a serious conversation, and I do want to give a warning because this information could be explicit and triggering. And I also want to lean into everything that I'm talking about today is alleged.
Okay.
So have you ever heard of The Lab? It's like a dance studio for boys and girls.
No, but go ahead.
No, I have not. A dance, what now?
What's she saying?
It's called The Lab. It's a dance studio. It's in North Carolina.
Okay. I've never heard of it.
So a young lady named Charm came forward earlier this week and basically stated that the owner, Kenneth Womack, was doing inappropriate things within the studio with his dance students. And it brought a lot of attention this week. A lot of parents were like, hey, my child was there. I definitely had to pull my child out. It was definitely some weird things going on. They seen him engaging with teenage girls. They seen some of the engagement that he was doing was a little bit inappropriate. He would have like house party-esque type parties at his lab studio. Mm-hmm. And he would be having music playing called like sounding like Sit on This Dick and shit like that, which I don't think is appropriate for children. They was even telling me that he even allowed the children to spend the night at his house. So his sisters ended up coming forward. So this is where the event started to take a turn for like the worst. So his sister, her name is Keosha, she ended up coming forward basically saying like, hey, this shit been going on. It's true. Like the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I don't want to tell my experiences. We just know that this is what's going on. I want to pray for the family. And I hope that y'all get through this. Well, another sister, her Facebook name is Ro Me. She ended up like blasting Keosha, basically like saying, how you gonna sit over here and come over here and basically expose Kenneth for what he's doing when your ass be doing the same goddamn thing. And so it is really growing legs, and all the parties that are like on the victim side, they reached out to me and was basically like, Chris, I'm scared that this story is not going to get the attention it's getting because all these other stories have come up. And I feel like it's going to overshadow everything. And I'm just like, hold on, we got the word out. Everyone knows what's going on with this situation. Just let everything that's blowing over just let everything that's going on right now blow over. And then tomorrow we'll pick it back up. And so, if you're listening and you have a child at the lab, I don't want to give anything negative because, again, all of this information is alleged, but just operate with the aura of caution.
Of caution. Okay.
All right. And then we had another story. Did y'all hear about the school shooting at North Little Rock? Well, not the school shooting, but the threatening of a school shooting at North Little Rock. Did y'all hear about that?
Yes.
Okay. So we had a mother. So let me fast forward. Let me go back. Let me give you a backstory. So a young boy took to his Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whichever social media he used, and basically was like, hey, North Little Rock, I'm finna come and shoot the school up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I guess North Little Rock did whatever investigation they did, and they ended up thinking that the boy was a woman named Tanisha. It was her son. And the way they came to that conclusion is that the school principal called herself IDing the child that was in the picture, and they went to this lady's Tanisha's house, and you know how the police do when they come over to your house, they ransack your shit and tear all your shit up and flip shit over and fuck shit up. And I sent the picture to you, B-Level, of her son and the person who actually posted the picture. And B-Level, it is like astonishing how much the differences are with just us cutting off the child's face and just looking at his eyes. His eyes are a completely different shade than the child who posted the thread. And so that was the mother's biggest concern, was like, hey, y'all are just going to come and arrest my child for no reason based off of ID from the principal. Mm-hmm. Well, as a result, long story short, the child ended up being released from jail, I believe, yesterday morning.
Was he charged? Do you know if he was charged with anything?
Huh?
Do you know if he was charged before that,
They're not saying anything about any charges. I'm just, B-Level, it wasn't that little boy. Okay. And from what I've gathered, they did do an IP address to see where it came from. It wasn't him.
Okay. And I saw some people saying, how the hell are they going to arrest somebody and they don't have an IP address? You know what I'm saying? So I saw that. And for some odd reason, all of the slides that you send me, I got them loaded in here, but our machine is not working right. So I couldn't even put the picture that you sent me. But go ahead and go to the next story. We're going to see if we can get through this because my slide stuff is not working on here.
Okay. No worries. So the top story, I know everybody heard about it. A young lady named Ashanti K came forward last night in the wee hours and decided to expose Lokes once more. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what the situation is. I know I know women, when we're hurt, we tend to do things and say things that aren't true. Again, everything that I'm speaking about is alleged. Mm-hmm. And based off her live, what she shared, I don't know. It seems like she was just, I don't want to knock her because we've all had, some women, we've all been there. We've had our wild times, you know what I'm saying? And we came back from it, but her wild times took her somewhere where she didn't want to go. And,
what is she alleged with?
What'd she say?
She said she got herpes from Lokes, but when she was telling us, I feel like she don't know where she got it from. I feel like that's who she want to put it on, but just the way her sexual behavior that she was telling, that she was exuding, I don't think she know where she got it from. And Lokes is adamant that he does not have it.
Yeah. And didn't he put his medical record or something up there to show he didn't have it or something up?
So
what you talking about?
How can I say this respectfully without being funny? Because I'm being so serious. It's not even nothing to play with. Although we appreciate the transparency, it still didn't answer the question at hand, was if you were HSV positive or not, because you gave us every diagnosis that you were clear of: HIV, trich, the normal shit, everything except for HSB. So that was missing from the records. And then he went on to show us like a urinalysis. And, you know, I'm glad these things kind of come up because it shows that we need to have more sexual awareness. Because that type of STD, you wouldn't find it in your urine. You know, you have to draw blood. And so it was those things that just left the community just a little bit blank. But he did say he was going to go have a test, so we'll wait and see if he follows up with those results or not. But he's adamant that he didn't.
He did a funny video, and I'm gonna see if I can play
I'm
it.
trying to see that video.
I'm gonna play it. If I cannot play it on here, I'm gonna play it through the speakers. Let me see if I can play it through here, and if not, I'll play it on.
Hey, fuck you. You got anything bad to say about Loco?
I'm still sucking that dick.
Hey, shut up, calm down. Hey, you got anything bad to say about Loco? Fuck you. And that's just it at the end of the day. Because the day gotta end.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and then he even came to live and answered it, and even a young lady was in the back who made mention that she still gonna suck that dick.
Somebody's in the background.
Yeah.
And I saw Tommy Bozeman kind of coming to Lokes post. He said, "Hey man, I guess he was saying this to the woman. Y'all be playing and just putting stuff out there, and you don't never know, when you talking about rumors against somebody, how that may affect them." They were saying he's a great, awesome father.
Well, it was other women that came forward. He was like, I used to fuck on him, and he ain't gave me shit. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, I hate that. I hate that, stuff like that has to be out there, and that stuff kind of grow legs, and by the time you put it out there, it's done all of the damage. And so people need to be aware of, before they start saying stuff like that can impact somebody's future. Hearts up go out to my guy Lokes. You know what I'm saying? I know him, but I don't know. I hate that for him. You know what I'm saying? That he had to, go on and do these lives and go put his my chart up and all of that just to refute something that some woman is saying. I hate that for him. I hate that
now,
for him.
B-Level, you don't remember last summer, that same girl, she came and said the same thing last year. And I remember me, you and Tim having a conversation about it. And Tim just explicitly was like, shit, Lokes don't give a damn about that shit. Like,
yeah. Well, I hope some of these things that you put out there affect people a lot, than they say. You definitely have to be, popularity comes with an expense, right?
Yes.
Popularity comes with the price that you pay, and that when people say that, that's kind of right. If the regular person would have gotten swung on in the club last week, it would be nothing. You know what I'm saying? So popularity comes with the price that you pay. When it comes to just clearing things up, and it's crazy, and social media used the wrong way is a bad thing. Now, y'all, I don't know if you're gonna talk about the fact that we lost TikTok and people was going crazy about that. Are you going?
Baby, they got this shit back.
TikTok back, baby.
They got the shit back.
Yeah, I mean, we lost it for what, about 7-8 hours, 10 hours?
Y'all know who got it back.
They was talking about how they was gonna cook Sunday dinner. They didn't know how they was gonna be able to fix shit no more.
Well, let me say this, and I know Andrea is going to kill me for saying it. She is going to kill me for saying it, but it looks like his Donald Trump was able to get TikTok back. Andrea, I know you're not a Donald Trump supporter, and you're shaking your head, but P, your guy was able to. Did you call Trump and tell him did you have anything to do with getting TikTok back?
He ain't just my guy. I mean, the whole country voted for him. Except maybe 4 states. 4 states.
Again, we don't know if this is permanent. He just got it turned back on for
it's temporarily right now. They're trying to work out the kinks with America owning half of it and other people owning half. So
yeah.
But it'll be a good thing though for people that got a lot of followers that were making money off of it.
Yeah, is that all the news you can use, Webb?
Yeah, that's all the news that you can use.
I'm going to turn to Andrea. She had some great news. Are we going to talk about the news that you
she saw the last dog?
No, not the last dog that happened on Friday. Are we talking about that? No, we're not. Okay. She's going to sleep on us, y'all. Andrea's is she's not.
She's sick for us.
I'm good.
She good. Do we have any more dogs to say, Alondria? Hopefully you.
I have 4.
We have 4 left. So we still have Cane
Corsos. 2 on the podcast. We got 2 on the podcast.
2 dogs.
What kind of dog would you be?
A poodle. With a hint of
what kind of dog would you be?
Rottweiler.
No, you don't be no Rottweiler.
Hey, listen, I gotta say, shout out to the PFM. When I tell you, man, when that shit started happening, man, my family come out of the woodworks. Them motherfuckers, PFM, them boys, man, them people, bro. When you get to be on the status
the PFM, that's a gang.
That's my people, that's my family. Phillip family and mafia, you know what I'm saying? That's what my family
not Phillip family mafia.
That's them.
They
killers.
sound like the Goon Squad.
They ain't playing, man. They ain't playing about their people, man. Shout out to them, man. That came
Shout out
out.
to Daniel.
And shout out to everybody that
over the web. I was like, he can't be stopped.
Yeah, there was some people that was taking shots. As I say, popularity come with this.
It's like you can come get it too. He said you can get it too if you want it.
Yeah. I mean, people trying to be funny and doing female shit on social media and all that. So it is what it is. I'll let those people have their shots. Listen, man. Yeah, you say Lil Rico.
Lil Rico.
So listen, next week we're fast forward, and I know this thing is not going to work. Yes, it is. Next week. We got Miss Dee Jones is going to be on the podcast next week. She is going to talk about. We had some conversation with Dee Jones. She just went viral last week. She was at a church in North Little Rock, and she sang. And I can't remember the name of the song that she sang, but it has went viral. So we're going to talk to Dee Jones just about the struggle. We're going to talk about her new single. I might get her to sing a couple of songs on it, but we're going to talk about the life of Dee Jones, some interesting conversation of how it is and how she's, being a musician and how that is. And she's done some great things. So next Sunday, tell a friend that Dee Jones is going to be on a podcast and then we're going to have some conversation with her. Also, B-Level's big birthday bash. I'm telling you, if you have not gotten your tables for the big birthday party, I promise you need to get your tables. Listen, go to Eventbrite and type in blevellr.eventbrite.com. It's Sunday, February the 16th. It's early. Don't worry about you not being able to go to work. It's from 7 to 12. You still can get home at a decent amount of time. Deja Blue is going to be the DJ. This is my first party in 2 years. The whole UTB podcast is going to be there. We're going to turn up. We're going to party. We're going to have a great time. If you have not gotten your tickets, all right, go to blevellr.eventbrite.com. If you haven't gotten your tables, your reserved tables, those are going to go very fast. blevellr.eventbrite.com. I promise you, we're going to have a great time at Gigi's Cafe on Sunday, February the 16th.
I'm ready for security.
We're gonna have that. We're gonna have. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You ain't got to worry about it. I told you, don't worry about that. We got that. Worried. And Tristan, let me say this too. I'm gonna say this too, and Andrea too. When I tell you this motherfucking Pete, Tristan called me and was ready to fight like a motherfucker.
Listen, y'all.
Pete was ready to fight. Tristan was ready to fight like a motherfucker.
What? I just feel like
let's go.
I feel like it'll still happen if we was there too. I just feel like
that wouldn't happen if I would. We done turned bogeys out. We turned bogeys out before.
Me and P.
We turned bogeys out.
Fighting in there. But Tristan called me and Tristan was so calm and Tristan was like, I can't believe you.
And fuck you ain't gonna call me.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll FaceTime. Let me see your eye. Like the big brother. You better have one or two. You need to tell your side.
Yeah.
I was on his ass.
I was confused though, because he had told me the day before. He had some words with somebody, so I thought that was still the same thing that he was just recapping.
Man, when I tell you, brother, I'm in there, and that's the other thing. If you want to throw a punch, just hey, man, you ain't got to try to sneak a motherfucker, right? Sneaking up on a motherfucking sneaking.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, had he really just kind of was quiet and stuff, he was really been able to knock me out because I did not know that I had this beef going with somebody I didn't even know. I'm in there partying like I do and didn't even know it. So had he not been doing all the riffraff, it would have the punch would have landed harder than it did. So, but nah, Tristan was turned up.
Yeah, if I would have called you your hour swap, we were gonna have to run there. We're gonna have to meet like they do on Facebook. We're gonna have to meet at the Come and Go.
I ain't gonna lie, man. My family has really been putting in some work, and I'm like, bro, they have been putting in some work. So we
figured out what we're gonna do. Let's just press some charges.
Yeah, you've been on me, Webb. I think Tam has been on me a lot, and I ain't gonna lie. I've been saying just a nigga from the hood. We don't really just do the police, man. That ain't really an IMO. Obviously, I'm open to it and thinking, because that conversation that I had today was that she would want me to do that. That kind of got me thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? That kind of. And then the other thing is with me being a concealed weapon permit, I mean, that might be a bad thing to do, because just then I can really, you've already threatened, you've already physically. Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. But
they said lawsuits out 2025. They said he gonna have one of my bills
get out now. They ain't stopping nothing, P. They ain't stopping nothing, Tristan. Yeah, Tristan, tell you the right person. But anyway, listen.
Let him carry your purse. Well, let you go with him. You can carry the purse and put the gun in your purse.
It ain't gonna fit in here.
Show him your purse. Show him your purse. Let me see. Let the people see your purse.
P. Lee, Tristan Lowe.
I'm gonna fuck P up. I got some words for him. I ain't gonna embarrass him on here.
Fuck your vibe.
Is there any order of business before we get out of here tonight? Y'all be safe. Listen, we will see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. with Dee Jones. Until next Sunday, we will see you. Have a great week. We'll see you then. Same bad time, same bad channel. Bye. Good night, y'all.